This is the Thompson Cast. I am Mel Thompson. A shift in power is underway in Europe. The ebb and flow of daily bond trading has now become more vital to the survival of the EU than the decisions made between national leaders. The bond market has the power to dictate political survival in an economic slowdown that has been gripping Europe since 2009. All of the efforts, including bailouts, recapitalizing banks, and bond buying, have had nowhere near the impact that bond traders could and have had. To put this in perspective, we need to look at the responsibility of those in the bond market. Currently, bond traders control 6.7 trillion euros, or 8.3 trillion in Eurozone government debt, according to the European Central Bank. This number cuts across multiple nations, and one era can mean the end of a political career. Not that the bond traders are concerned about the political health of EU leaders, but they must realize that collectively their day-to-day activities in some way, either now or down the road, may very well influence election results. When politicians send conflicting messages to bond traders and the bonds that they hold begin to lose value, then this can be identified as a political risk. In other words, as yields rise due to inaction to assure that government-issued bonds are good investments, then at that moment the bond trader has the power to make a decision that will impact someone politically. Action that favors those who want to do nothing and allow the yield to rise and the markets to correct themselves will assure that those who seek action but obtain none to lower yields will be blamed by the voters who will be forced into austerity measures. The bond traders often find themselves between two competing political interests. We have seen this with Spain. As their bonds lost value due to a rise in yield, many called for a bailout or a buying of the bonds by the European Central Bank. German Chancellor Angela Merkel wanted to do nothing of the sort. If you're the bond trader, what do you do at that point? Certainly your decision cannot be politically based, because if it is, you will not be in that job very long. However, your decision will impact the market. The perception of the bonds will also be impacted by your decisions, and also the perception of the voters will be impacted by the decisions that you make. When the politicians send messages to the bond traders that cloud the issue and they do nothing to correct or speak with one voice that is something that is positive for the overall economic health of the Eurozone, then in essence, by doing this, they create a political risk that is acted upon by the bond traders. This is how this ends up becoming a real issue when you look at alleged mistakes and actual mistakes made by bond traders. The confusion that was caused by political signals that were nowhere near coherent thoughts between national leaders. These groupings of miscellaneous thoughts and arguments in some cases spook the markets, cause actions that may be adverse, and at some point down the road, one side or another will be impacted politically. It's just that simple. An action taken without any political consideration by a bond trader will impact some politician and the changes to their political standing and monetary policies as a reaction to market moves. In other words, politicians will react to the moves of bond traders, and the political consequences of those moves may create further political risk for investors. There is nothing in this world like having power but no control. This has been the Thompson Cast. I am Mel Thompson.